Hey everybody, it's Eric, 80s Horror Man here, and welcome to a little video that I'm going to do. After I just got done watching my friend Matt's video from You and Your Horror Movies, with a video that he did called Movies that he wishes that would get like a Blu-ray or 4K release, and I just thought it's actually a good idea, so I figured that I do a video of showing off what movies that I have on DVD that I wish would get like a Blu-ray release, because I don't have a 4K player or 4K TV. So these are the movies that I wish would actually get a Blu-ray release from the DVD to the Blu-ray. So one of the movies I definitely wish would definitely get a Blu-ray release, and that's Alone in the Dark. This is an unrated director's cut, so I'm hoping that this movie and this version will actually get like a Blu-ray release, because it is a movie based on a video game, and it's got Christian Slater, Tara Reid, and Stephen Dorff in it. And I definitely enjoyed this movie when this movie first came out, because I was like really obsessed with this movie when this movie first came out, even though I never saw it in theaters. But I was really obsessed because I really wanted to see this movie so bad, and I definitely enjoyed it when I ended up watching it. So Alone in the Dark, unrated, director's cut. Again, I hope that this version and this movie will get a Blu-ray release somewhere down the road. Next, another one that I wish would get like a Blu-ray release, and that's The Hazen. Now, The Hazen, this movie is like a Night of the Demons ripoff, but it's just very fun to watch, where you got Tiffany Shepard and Perry Shen in this movie, and you also got Brad Dourif, who plays the voice of Chucky, being the professor whose spirit is like terrorizing the mansion that a group of teens are doing an initiation for, by staying in this little mansion for one night, see if they can survive the night. So this movie is very, very fun, and I'm hoping that this will get a Blu-ray release. Another one I wish would get a Blu-ray release is Shiver. Now, this movie stars Danielle Harris and Casper Van Dien, in it about where a woman escapes from the clutches of a serial killer who uses like a metal wire with two wooden sticks on its end, and just like wraps it around his victim's neck and just like starts choking them out, and then just takes their heads and puts them in a glass jar as like a little trophy. So when she escapes, turns out that he's not through with her, not yet by a long shot. So now she has to fight to survive against this killer. So Shiver, I'm hoping that this one will get a Blu-ray release soon. Another one I'm hoping they'll get a Blu-ray release. I never saw the first one because I heard the first one is really not that good at all. But after I watched the second one, I've said that this one was actually pretty good. So I'm not even going to bother watching the first one for some reason, because I heard this is not really that good. But the second one I really enjoyed, and that's Bloody Murder 2. Now, Bloody Murder 2 is where you got like a group of camp counselors closing out the camp for the season, and this killer by the name of Trevor Morehouse is going around picking off the counselors one by one, and one of the counselors thinks that Trevor Morehouse got her brother in the first one. So now she has to face Trevor Morehouse in a little showdown, and if she wants to survive before she's its next victim. So Bloody Murder 2, another one that I'm hoping they'll get a Blu-ray release. Another one, and it was actually a very fun movie. I do have the soundtrack for it on CD, but I hope this will get a Blu-ray release as well, and that's Charlie's Farm. This one has Tara Reid and former wrestler Nathan Jones in it, and this is also have has Bill Moseley in it as well. So where you got like a group of friends exploring the Charlie's farm in Australia, just to see what's the big deal about this legend of Charlie's farm. And it turns out that the legend is actually real, where Charlie goes around killing off his victims. But also, one of the other recognizable characters you got in this movie is Kane Hodder. He's also in this one as well. And you see Kane Hodder get into a fight with Nathan Jones in the barn. That was actually interesting. So, Charlie's Farm, hopefully that one will get a Blu-ray release. Next, another one I'm hoping that we'll get a Blu-ray release, because I really ended up enjoying this movie when I first saw this, and that's 13 Fanboy. Now, 13 Fanboy is where you got this killer who idolized Jason Voorhees so much, he decides to go around stalking and killing various people that was in the Friday the 13th movies. And when he comes across that certain person that was in the Friday the 13th movies, he kind of calls them by their character name that they were in the movie, instead of calling them by their actual name in the real world. So, for 13 Fanboy, very fun movie, and I'm hoping that this movie will definitely get a Blu-ray release somewhere down the road. Another one, I'm hoping it'll get a Blu-ray release, since I got the first one, the third one, and the remake on Blu-ray, but this one does not have a Blu-ray release at all. Oh, but I think it does have like a Blu-ray release, but somewhere out in a foreign country, like Region B Blu-ray, and my player does not play Region B movies. And the movie I'm talking about is Cabin Fever 2, Spring Fever, where this time the virus is like spreading, and it's like in a local town water supply, and a group of high schoolers are getting ready to go to a prom. And that's when the prom gets a little bit bloody, and it just turns into a massive carnage because the virus is like spreading. So Cabin Fever 2, Spring Fever, this is one that definitely needs a Blu-ray release just to complete the Cabin Fever collection. Another one that really definitely needs a Blu-ray release for sure, because it is a classic 80s movie, and that's Cameron's Closet, where you got a 10-year-old boy who has these telekinetic powers. He's got something evil living in his closet, and you also got a police detective who doesn't get much sleep, and a psychiatrist realizing that this boy has very special powers, and he's just got something evil living in his closet. So, Cameron's Closet, this movie definitely needs a Blu-ray release, because this is one of the horror movies from the 80s that doesn't have a Blu-ray release, but it should get one. Another one that I think should get a Blu-ray release, and that's Lumberjack Man. Lumberjack Man, this movie is just so fun, and some of the kills in this movie were actually very unique. We got like a demonic logger carrying a wooden wagon and these big giant big ass pancakes like the size of a tractor tire, like you see on a tractor, and just goes around terrorizing the teens and counselors at a nearby camp. And one of the kills that just still gets me laughing every time I see it, and that's that one counselor who holds like a clipboard, where he's got like a clipboard for like all the activities, and he's just like a complete weirdo, and he's like, he could run in, and the next he just stops it, and next you see his bottom half, his legs just still going with blood just spurting right out until his legs just drops, and that's when he just comes across two trees with a barbed wire tied right in the center of it, and that part still gets me laughing every time I see his bottom half just running with the blood spurting and everything. But oh god, this movie is just so fun, and this one definitely needs a Blu-ray release. Another one that I think should definitely get a Blu-ray release, just to add to my Eric Roberts collection, and that's Raptor, where Eric Roberts plays a sheriff, and he's trying to figure out, okay, what the hell is going on here, because apparently something's going on killing these people, and then that's when he discovers a lab that's like filled with raptors. So this one definitely needs to get a Blu-ray release. Another one that needs to get a Blu-ray release is another movie of Eric Roberts, and that's Endangered Species. This one's got him and Arnold Vosloo, the guy who's known for playing Imhotep from the Mummy movies, and also playing in Darkman's 2 and 3 as Peyton Westlake, and also playing in Hard Target. This movie is directed by Kevin S. Tenney, the guy who directed the original Night of the Demons, Witchboard, and Witch Trap. But this one is where Eric Roberts plays like a detective, and there's this alien going around killing clients like at local health spas, and there's another alien who's like an alien hunter who's trying to put a stop to this alien from killing innocent people. So now this alien hunter and the detective have to work together to stop this alien from killing innocent people wherever he goes. So Endangered Species, this one definitely needs to get a Blu-ray release. Another one that needs to get Blu-ray release, I have the first one on Blu-ray. I don't have the third one. I've already seen the third one, and I wasn't really much of a fan of the third one, but I guess some people are a fan of the third one. But I definitely like the first two of this one franchise. And the movie I'm talking about is From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money. This one is where you got like a group of bank robbers who plan on pulling off a heist until one of the bank robbers goes to the bar, gets attacked by a vampire, and now starts turning the group of bank robbers into vampires. And now the lead bank robber, played by Robert Patrick, who's known for playing the T-1000 in Terminator 2, has to find a way to fight off his allies who are now vampires. So From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money, definitely needs to get a Blu-ray release. Another one that needs to get a Blu-ray release, and I saw this movie at a convention at one of the ScareCons when this movie was being screened at the ScareCon event in 2015, and I'm glad that this movie got a DVD release, but this movie needs a Blu-ray release, and that's No Solicitors, where you got Eric Roberts, his wife, and their kids. They're just like a regular normal family, where Eric Roberts plays a successful brain surgeon, his wife is a nurse, and their kids help them out. But it turns out they're not like an ordinary family. Turns out that they got like people being held captive downstairs in the basement, each of them missing a leg and an arm. And they hold these people captive downstairs because when they get like a call from the hospital saying that this person needs a certain organ for them to live, they use one of the people that's being held captive downstairs to find the perfect match just to save that person's life. But the family is also cannibals as well. So you got them being cannibals, but also saving other people's lives. So No Solicitors, this one definitely needs to get a Blu-ray release. And last, this movie was so much fun when I first saw this movie, and this movie definitely needs to get a Blu-ray release for sure, and that's Camp Dread. This one has Eric Roberts, Daniel Harris, and Felissa Rose in it, where Eric Roberts, he plays like a washed up movie director who wants to reboot one of his movies. So he says to hire like a group of juvenile delinquents to participate on this little show that he's doing. And if one of them survives, they get the money, and plus he's set for life. But then you got like this killer going on picking off these juvenile delinquents one by one, and it, and it, and and, it, that's pretty much what happens. So Camp Dread, this movie definitely should get a Blu-ray release, because this movie was so much fun to watch. And Felissa Rose talked about her death scene in that little interview I did last 2 years ago at the convention, where she talked about her death scene, and Camp Dread was like really tough. So Camp Dread, definitely another one that should get a Blu-ray release. Alright guys, so that's it for the movies that I have on DVD that should get a Blu-ray release. What do you guys think? Have you seen any of these movies before? Do you agree with any of these movies I showed off in this video that should get a Blu-ray release? If so, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some more videos. Later.